waited too long to transplant these kale and collard green. These are plants that I got from my garden from the deck that I grew this spring. I cut the top part of the kale and I rooted them inside these glass bottle, and I think the roots got long enough where I can transplant them in my new stockable container. I'm going to try to grow these bad boys indoors. So let's see what happens. I am gonna pre-make my own potting mix. It's cheaper to do that than to buy a bag of potting mix. So I think this container holds about 2 cups of whatever you're gonna put in it. I'm gonna use that to measure the amount of potting mix that I'll make. So I'll put 1 cup of that up with the perlites and 1 cup of that with the worm casting, and 6 cups of the pea moss, and that was my potting mix that I put. And I mix up everything, trying my hardest not to breathe in anything. I was wearing a mask while I was doing this. It's better to do this outdoors, but there's no way I'm going to go out there in the winter time. So that's what I did. And I also put in this mixture. Just for the kale, I put in bone meal and blood meal inside, just to help to encourage the kale to be stronger. And these are the other containers. I didn't put any blood meal in those or any bone meal in those one, but I just did it for the kale and the collard greens. And as you can see, I put the brown paper bag inside each containers, and this was a broom that I got from the dollar store. I put it inside a hole because nothing came with it. This will help me to prevent me from knocking it over. And I got some shallots that I got from the grocery store. I'm going to see if I can root it, and I'm just going to use it I'm going to be cutting off the green part and just use it in my cooking. So seeing it's going to be my first time growing stackable container indoors, I had this blue basin, so I put it underneath the stackable containers so that when I'm watering them, I won't feel like I'm going to wet up the floor. The water would drain hopefully in the container at the bottom. So side note, the way I stack up everything, I change it around near the end of the video, and I'll show you and tell you the reason why I decide to do that. If you know half of the things that I know what is going on in the world, you'll be trying to grow some stuff indoors too. Trust me. So these are some of the things that I am going to try to grow indoors. I either decide to grow between 5 to 2 plants per item according to the space that is in each tray. As I said before, I really don't have any luck growing spinach or mustard green outdoors because when the weather get really hot, they go to flower and seed. So I said, you know what, I'm going to try to grow these guys indoors and see what happens. And these are the little signs that I make for each items to put in the stackable tray. So this is what it looks like so far. I watered the top tray where the onion was first by itself, and the other trays with the seeds that is inside, I'm watering them little by little because I never did this before and I'm doing it indoors. So I didn't water it like from the top, like with a lot of water. I did it little by little. And I'm going to show you what I'm going to do afterwards to show you that I don't need to put too much water, because I am going to use these recyclable bag over them to try to root the onion and try to sprout the seed by providing a little bit of humidity. So that's what it looks so far. I kind of rearranged each tray and I did it a little bit different, and I'm going to show you how I did that in the next little clip. Funny story, after I did all of that, I realized that I missed one of the tray, so I had to make another potting mix and I fill it up, and then I got more different seeds, and I will show you in the next couple clips of what they are, and I'll show you how I rearrange everything. So these are the other plants that I'm going to put in it, and this is what they look like afterwards. I decided to use the lights that I have so far. In the near future, I am going to get one or two more of this standing light. Here, this black pole thing here is a standing light, and I will use that to give light to all of my plants once they start to sprout from seed. So this is the dinosaur kale that I brought indoor from outside, and it's really doing real good. The leaves look healthy, and the stem even got a little bit thicker, and it actually got a little bit taller actually. So it's doing well. I would have never known that I could grow kale indoors until I tried this experiment. And now I know that. I am quite excited about that. So side note, I actually harvest some leaves from it already, since I had it inside now for 1 month. So that's one of the reasons why it looks like that. I harvest some of the leaves already from it. So that's something you guys can do for fun. Try to grow some kale indoors. It's possible. I'm doing it. So this is my tamarind tree. It's actually doing even more healthier ever since I'm using the homemade fertilizer that I make from my compost, indoor compost. And even the stem, the stem are, don't know what they call that, it's got thicker. And my soursop plant, you see the leaves there, I have new baby leaves coming in, so they're doing even more better than before. The fertilizer seemed to be helping with them. And I got a volunteer Malabar spinach from one of the soil that I had. I think one of the seed fell inside, and I decided to let it keep growing. So these are all of the herbs. I had to rearrange all of my plants to make room, and as you can see, the herbs, they're growing even more better than what it looked like within December, I think, when I made that video, or it was the end of November. Even the mint, they're growing way better. They're recovering really well. My apple mint is growing like a weed. Everything is looking more better than before. And even this mint that it died back all the way to nothing, as you can see, a little bit of branch starting to come up. So I'm getting good result, and that's what it is so far. It was nice talking with you guys. I hope you all have a nice day. Bye for now.